Hello and welcome once again to Tweak the Week, our weekly conversations about things that are making news. So this week, obviously, there is only one thing making news, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. The second wave, India has sort of had more than 3 lakh, 3.25 lakh uh, cases per day, which is the highest ever in the world. So there is something to be worried about. More importantly, the worry is because there is definitely more fatalities happening this time around, and the rate at which the vaccine is being delivered is, they are doing their best, but there is a pace to which that is happening, and as a result, there is a demand for oxygen because people are getting infected and they're getting admitted to hospital, which is the worst thing because hospital beds are at a premium. And in all of these situations, is there a silver lining, which is what we are going to discuss today. So welcome, Bala.
Good morning, Raj.
Yeah. So Bala, what's your take on this?
I mean, see, obviously, I'm not a health expert, neither you are, but we should stick to what health experts and people who are in the forefront of fighting this, they say. So, Raj, before I speak anything, I'll just read out what Dr. Randeep Guleria had said. Randeep Guleria, for the record, is the guy who heads AIMS, and AIMS is the premier medical institution of the country. And his message is pretty clear. I'm just reading out. I'm not adding anything to what he said.
Yeah.
I'm reading it out. In COVID-19, more than 85% of people will recover without any specific treatment in the form of remdesivir, etc. Most will have symptoms like common cold, sore throat, etc. Over 5-7 days, they will recover with symptomatic treatment. Only 15% may go to moderate disease. So that is certainly certain comfort is certainly there. He goes on to add, important to understand that most of us who in home isolation or in the hospital because panic don't actually need any we shouldn't panic because we don't need any specific treatment. Only small percentage require remdesivir. Don't consider this as a magic bullet. He goes on, as a country, if we work together, use oxygen and remdesivir judiciously, then there will be no shortage anywhere. In terms of the number of people who need oxygen and oxygen supply, we are all well balanced. I don't know if this is the kind of message that needs to go out. There is
Exactly.
there is no, there is a crisis, as you rightly pointed out, but we need not press the panic button.
Yeah. So my point is that one of the things which I want to pitch here, Bala, very clearly, after having read the doctor, who's obviously an expert and who has been at the forefront right from the last 1 year, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. If he doesn't, then nobody does. We can put it that way. So,
simple.
Yeah. So he has been saying this for the last 1 year, actually. I was looking up old statements, and I found that he has mentioned this many times over, that look, only 15% get a chance of something further than having a common cold or cough. This is what he is pitching very, very clearly. So now there is no political angle here. There is no political scenario. I think every political party and every human being and every admin of every WhatsApp group needs to talk about this. I posted it yesterday on Facebook, and I found that not a single person on my timeline had actually reposted it. I think that is where the problem is. I think if there is panic, everyone panics. There needs to be one sane person who stands up and says, no, let me stop this here. Tomorrow I might get COVID, I might die, but that's okay. Do I need to create panic for everybody else? I don't think so.
Exactly.
I think that is where the problem is, Bala, right?
Yeah. I'll just add to what with another doctor, Dr. Naresh Trehan. He's another one of the preeminent doctors in this country.
He's a cardiologist, by the way. He's
a cardiologist.
Yeah.
And he has been a big name right from the 80s.
Yes.
Okay. He specifically says less percentage of people actually require hospitalization. The hospital beds should be utilized judiciously and with responsibility. This responsibility rests on all of us.
Yeah.
See, the message cannot go out any more direct. This is very clear. See, obviously he sees there is a panic situation, and he also plays that there isn't. Most of the cases can be sorted out through home quarantine, home isolation.
Yeah.
and with certain amount of responsibility. I'm not saying people should not go out, because there are a lot of people whose livelihoods depend on going out and doing stuff, doing business. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but all I'm saying is, whenever you do it, whatever the protocols that the doctors and the health administrators they come up with, please stick to that. Because I'm seeing, I will give you anecdotal experiences. Just in Chennai, social distancing isn't there anywhere. See,
Yeah.
why can't people and the and the commercial establishments that are open, okay, why can't they ensure this? This is pretty simple.
See, the point, Bala, is that, the first step towards discipline comes from one person itself. That person needs to be disciplined. If I see somebody standing in a counter in a departmental store, I can wait behind that person. I don't need to breathe down his neck or her neck or anybody's neck. Come to that. So that is one point. And the second point, obviously, is that, like you said, I think the commercial establishments also, because we did that when COVID started last time. We actually
exactly
put circles or marks where we said, you stand in queue here, you don't need to move forward. So what
just
is
a point,
changed?
just to add, I mean, you brought up a very important point. Then there weren't so many casualties, and then there was so much crisis. People actually stuck to what was required.
The
But
protocols.
when there is actual crisis, people are throwing caution to wind. That kind of a mismatch is kind of baffling to me.
Exactly.
Because you brought a very important point, Raj.
Yeah. So, I mean, see, the fact that Dr. Trehan actually says the responsibility rests on all of us. It is not about government. It is not about, we are not sitting here to make a clarion call for one political party or the other. That is not the idea. The idea is that the political parties can give directions. The administrators can give directions. Now, who carries it out? You need to do it. Each one of us need to be careful. The point is that if I get infected, the chances are people around me get infected. So that is what Dr. Trehan is saying. I mean, we can actually go further. I mean, you want to read out the next sentence of Naresh Trehan, Bala?
Yeah, exactly. Today, I mean, he specifically says, we have now made a protocol that remdesivir to be given not to everyone who tests COVID-19 positive. Only after doctors look at test results, symptoms, comorbidities of a patient, then it is to be given. Remdesivir isn't a Ramban. It only decreases viral load in people who need it.
Yeah, which basically means, we'll just speak about it a little bit. What does it mean? This is akin to you going to the doctor and telling him what medicine you need. Now, who the hell is the expert here? Is it the doctor or is it you? Now, there was this very interesting meme that came out from an army officer guy. And it was on Twitter and it sort of went viral. The army officer is going to the doctor and saying, "Doctor, I am undergoing, these are my symptoms and I think you should prescribe these medicines." So doctor says, "Who's the doctor, you or me?" He says, "What? So if you can actually discuss in detail where India went wrong at in the Ladakh border, I mean, so can I." I don't know whether the joke was lost on many people. I think it was. But the point is, this is exactly what is happening. Stop your Googling.
Problem in this era of Google, everybody thinks everybody is an expert in any subject.
Yes. Google itself is not an expert, by the way. Google is just throwing up results which they think you will click on. I'm repeating that. It is not the best
because the result it throws up is different for you and for me.
Exactly.
The algorithm works in differently from person to person.
Yeah, I'll give you a simple example. You guys want to go and check this out, please do it. You check best pizza recipes or pasta recipes. Where is the best pasta made in the world? Italy, right? You will not get a single Italian recipe. You will get it from our Kodambakam or MG Road. You are not getting the right recipe. So Google is not doing a great job. And please do not fall for Google and the links that Google share. So they are sending it because they feel you will click on it. Every time you click, they make money. It's a money game. Please do not fall for that. That is my humble request here. Yeah, Bala, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to add what Trehan completed with, today we have enough oxygen if we try to use it judiciously. I want to tell the public that if you don't need oxygen, then don't use it as a security blanket. Waste of oxygen will only lead to depriving someone who needs it. These are pretty intuitive things, which
I'll give an example.
I just finished it because that somebody, this is not a medical, this is not a medical surgeon. This is a common sense logic. But a doctor needs to tell this because common sense logic is in short supply right now.
Correct. So I'll give an example of common sense logic. Last time when there was when COVID happened, I actually saw a gentleman buy 15 packets of milk. right? Because there was a lockdown, 15 packets. So the shopkeeper asked, why do you need it? He said, no, we need it for longer time. He says, it won't last.
Exactly.
Even if you put it in the refrigerator, unless you are putting it in the freezer and freezing the milk, it won't last. And milk is coming. Milk is an essential commodity. It is coming. Same example with onions. You name anything. I mean, this idea of hoarding, this idea of say, I need it. Whether you might be actually needing it really. But the point is, what if I need it? The what if is where the problem is. I think
when you hoard, it stems from greed, and it also deprives other people, legitimate people who may be in need of it more, as you rightly said, in need of it more than you. You are depriving them of that.
Yeah. So the moment I get tested, I have 102 fever. If I go and get myself admitted to hospital because I happen to know the medical, somebody on the medical board or something, what am I doing? I might not be COVID positive. For all you know, because you are in the hospital, you might end up becoming COVID positive because the hospital is treating COVID patients. So I think this is where the problem is. So so I think these two things will define very clearly that yes, there is a pandemic, there is a threat, but the threat is something which is more perceived than real. And I think people should just say, okay, let the buck stops with me. Let me stop here and wait till something really happens before thinking, okay, it has started happening.
Exactly.
I think that is
that is a pandemic, but just because there is a panic in the word pandemic, doesn't mean you need to panic.
Exactly. So that is exactly the point. So it's like they say, no, there was this movie I was watching the other day. There are 4 friends in a supposedly haunted house. One of them is not affected. All the others are affected. So they said, how come he is not affected? They say, you know what? He needs minimum intelligence to even feel fear. So
great line, man. Very deep line.
Yeah, my point is simple. Fear is something which your mind is telling you. Now you need to look out and say, okay, is it real? And you don't need to sort of panic just because everybody else is panicking.
Yeah, we are not advocating ignorance. We are not saying that you should look away. We are not saying anything of that sort. We are not undermining the crisis. We are not belittling what people are going through. All we are saying is, even in this peak crisis, get a hold of yourself and see through it pretty logically. Control your emotions if it is possible, because it helps not only you, it also helps others.
Exactly. So we want to come to the third medical doctor who actually has prescribed some basic stuff. You want to Bala go through it? And we are referring to Dr.
Dr. Devi Shetty.
Yeah.
That is pretty simple. This is purely medical. And if you have any symptom like body ache, cold, cough, indigestion, vomiting, the doctor says he has one important message: get yourself tested for COVID-19. It is the most important thing. The further addition is, in case you are positive, see a doctor and get his opinion. Get his or her opinion, because the message is, that's okay. Do not panic. COVID-19 is common now. That's another important message. It is a problem that can be solved provided you get the medical help at an early stage and follow doctor's instructions. There is a possibility that you may be asymptomatic. Then doctors will tell you to stay at home, isolate yourself, wear a mask, just check your oxygen saturation every 6 hours. The final thing is, if your O2 that is oxygen saturation is above 94%, then there is no problem. But if it is falling after exercise, then you need to call a doctor. It is important that you get the right treatment at the right time. Again, the right treatment, the right time is a very generalistic, very generic suggestion. But that is what is needed. You need to have a clear and focused mind. With that, we can see this through.
Yeah. So my point is, 1 year ago, if I got a fever, I didn't go to the doctor, right? Did I? No.
Exactly.
If I got a severe chest congestion, cough and fever, I didn't go to a doctor. And usually when you take some antibiotic, you wouldn't even go to a doctor. You just go to the medical shop, take the antibiotic and come back. Mox or whatever, Dolo 650 or whatever, one of those things. And the moment you take that medicine, you will start having indigestion also. Because it causes one of the side effects usually. At least it happens to me. That's why I'm saying. And did that worry you? No. Now, because there is a pandemic in the air, Every time
Literally.
you open airwaves or any other waves, internet waves, you see that. Nothing has changed. It is just that it is something which can impact you if you are the unfortunate one in the 15% that all these doctors talked about. But even amongst the 15%, the mortality rate is, it's not as if it is, and everyone who's going into the hospital is not coming out. So I think we need to listen to these doctors. So why are we doing this program? We just want to spread the message more.
And allay fears.
Yeah, we feel that this message that things are not out of control, things are still working, and you get COVID, you will come out of it. I think that message needs to go out, and that hope needs to go out.
Exactly.
We need to counter fear with hope. That's all. That's my last word on this.
Yeah, but I just want to, because I'm also on social media, especially on Twitter. See, these days I'm trying to stay away from Twitter for the simple reason, because people are putting out opinions. Opinions are important. I'm not saying people should not give out their opinions, but there is a time and place for it. Right now, use social media judiciously. Send out messages, send out information where oxygen is available, where beds are available, what the doctors are doing. This is the time that those kind of information should go out. Or if you are in a really emergency situation, send out messages for help. Absolutely fine. But if you are going to criticize X person or say X party or anything, this is not the time. That you can certainly find fault with the government. It is not as if this government or anybody else is blameless. But there is let's first get out of this pandemic. Then we'll decide. Then we'll get to that, because this is the time where information is of primacy. Give out that, otherwise stay silent. It is not too difficult to stay silent, Raj.
Yes. And I think we'll use the title of a book written by P. Sainath to close this. He said, everyone loves a good drought. Now it looks like everyone loves a good pandemic. I don't think that should be the case. Thank you. Stay safe. Be masked. Stay at home if you don't have to go out unless it is an emergency. And we will get through this. I'm pretty sure. This too shall pass, as they say. Thanks, Bala. Thanks for being in the show. Thanks to all who are watching.
Thanks,
Bye. Bye.